Mahaba, and welcome to all of you for our first ever Abu Dhabi networking event for MEPRA. Just a quick thank you very much to our informal Abu Dhabi committee who really came together just to think about how we could engage with MEPRA members in Abu Dhabi. Paul Venn, who will be here shortly, the Executive Director of Communications for 2454. Ray Eddington, who's here with his team, Managing Director for 4 Communications. Stephen Hakeem, Corinne Duvigneau, General Manager.
We try and do at CNN how the operation works, and then perhaps talk a little bit about exactly what it is that we look for when we're trying to put together stories and when people are coming to us pitching things to us. So it sort of cuts to the heart of really what CNN is about, is that it's a news network focusing on breaking news. Having said that, there's a huge amount of change has taken place at CNN in the last 10 years, but even in the 30 years now. I mean, we're not a young pup anymore. Effectively, there are 4 main production centres around the world for CNN. The biggest, obviously, is in Atlanta. It's traditionally been the place where we started up. That's where Ted Turner lived. We have a large production centre in London. We have a not quite so large one in Hong Kong, and Abu Dhabi. Out of Abu Dhabi, we produce 1 hour of daily programming a day. A show called Global Exchange, hosted by John Defterios. It's on at 7 p.m. every day. I suggest you watch. And we also produce out of here a weekly 15-minute show called Marketplace Middle East, a segment called Along the Silk Road. These both go into Global Exchange, and a monthly half-hour called Inside the Middle East. Inside the Middle East is a show that's hosted by Rima Maktabi. It goes around the region. They've just come back from Jordan, where they've been doing stories on women's issues. Coming up, they'll be doing a story about sport in the region to tie in with the Olympics. So it's actually the longest running monthly half-hour show on our air. So it's a show that's been around a very long time. And to be honest, we're always looking for content to put in that show. And so a good opportunity for you to take a look, see what that show's all about on Twitter these days. I don't think I think most people are aware of that. What we have to do is make it that a breaking news network, like we always have been, is able to compete with people on Twitter and marry out stories and make them just as engaging as they've been in the past. And these days, I think the public relations industry is a lot more sophisticated. It's a lot better than it was as far as tailoring things to what we actually require. The first thing that everybody at university agreed upon is you need to watch the network. The second thing is you have to be a bit pushy. Even the producers realise this. I think the old adage of the squeaky wheel gets the oil is true. We always need a story. The other thing they mentioned was it would never hurt to ring a producer and say, this is me, these are some of the clients I am, let me take you for a coffee and explain the sort of people that we've got and how they might fit in with what you're trying to do with your show. Public relations people as well, I think, you need to, sometimes I think it would help if you say, look, you've got the story on your air, this person has got an opposing view about this is their view and this is why they want to say that, that's why we think they deserve some time on your channel. There's so many opportunities when you've got a 24-hour news channel because there's so much time that needs to be filled. News is what the news editor says it is. Well, I'm the news editor here now. Always try and, when you think of the stories that you're pitching, think of what is the story and where is the character that's going to bring that story to life on people.
Yes, well, I think that was really excellent. I think just